The following program is sponsored by Capitec.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Insider SA, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to breaking the mold with the Soweto tattoo franchise going international. Hip-hop artist Rouge taps her African roots and dombolo moves in her latest single OTT. Designer Gadi Messinger turns naturally shed feathers into stunning fedoras, helping to save our birds. Charne Marais bakes the kind of creations you'd never guess were cake. Vutomi Kgosi wants every little girl to have a doll that looks just like her. Luci du Toit trades corporate bean counting for creative, gorgeous beaded chandeliers. And with an old house to make brand new, Martin Bester breaks with DJing to play at interior design. Vutomi Kgosi is in the habit of breaking molds. When funds wouldn't allow for her studies, she worked while studying, became successful in financial services, and now she's done it again.
I am an accountant by profession, and I started making dolls during lockdown when I was pregnant with my little girl, Masego Amantle. So I wanted to create something special, something that would be just between mother and daughter, and something that she could cherish forever. So with a lot of encouragement from my husband and my sisters, I started with Love Zoe in 2020. We are at Lady Ghana store in Melrose Arch. They are one of our 4 stockists, and they stock our heirloom dolls. We create these dolls for Lady Ghana from the cut-off fabrics from her garments.
The faith to leave the security of a good job had paid off, and partnering with designer Mopolo took both women's businesses to a new level.
I came across with Love Zoe, the brand, the owner Vutomi, in a market in Pretoria. I told her what I was doing, and I asked to meet with her after the market. And here we are doing beautiful dolls. I love the craftsmanship, the quality of the products, the way it's made. When I saw them, I saw these African dolls that can really make a difference to my customers and to everyone else. You know, these are off-cuts and nothing goes to waste with Lady Ghana. We store our off-cuts and we also make beautiful soft toys. I saw a very good collaboration in what we do.
It turns out that this is also a family business with everyone involved. From design to modeling, marketing to the all-important moral support.
My family are my biggest cheerleaders. My sister, who is with me at markets, and my son, who is the inspiration behind the dolls intended for boys. I have a ninja doll, which he helped inspire, and he was a big part of it.
When my mother started, I was proud of her because she was taking a bold move, and I knew she was going to be learning new things as a businesswoman, and she was going to be doing what she loved. My favorite is the ninja doll because I thought of it and designed it.
My sister has always had a passion for creating. She's always loved sewing. So when she said she wants to start with Love Zoe, it didn't come as a surprise. I felt that it was actually about time that she did something that she loves.
So Masego's first doll is a simple heirloom doll with a linen hair bow, and she wears a jumpsuit, also linen fabric. I hand embroidered Masego's initials on the doll to make it a wonderful keepsake. I hope that one day she'll pass it on to her daughter. So Masego really loves her doll. She cuddles it, talks to it, and she takes it everywhere with her. Our fabrics are hand-dyed to achieve the desired skin tone. Our dolls wear the most gorgeous outfits. I wanted the dolls to look absolutely gorgeous. And my one desire was to make sure that even the darkest skinned doll look absolutely glamorous. So that's why the outfits are bold, the dresses are huge, ball gowns, fluffy, and they can twirl.
We were in luck, being there the day that Masego starred in her mom's first photo shoot for a bold new direction which the brand is taking.
Masego is wearing a matching outfit with her doll. They're both wearing tutu dresses and they're having a great time. And we're excited to introduce a new range in 2023, which is going to include a My Doll and Me collection. This will be a range of matching dresses and accessories for a little one and their doll. Because of this growth, we are already looking at hiring and training people to match the demand for our products. And I'm excited to be training young women in the art of sewing and hand embroidery. This will see them earning a living and being able to support themselves and their families.
When Utata Madiba said there is no passion to be found in playing small, Vutomi Kgosi took it to mean go big. Coming up, beads lead Luci du Toit to her light bulb moment. And could that really be cake Charne Marais is baking? Lightning strikes twice this week as we meet a second accountant who traded numbers for the creative art of beading. And Luci du Toit now runs a blossoming chandelier business from her house.
This is my home studio, and this is where I come up with new designs and try them out before taking them to my workshop where we put them into production. This is my most happy space. I used to work in the corporate world, and then my husband and I decided to renovate our home, and I absolutely fell in love with wooden beaded chandeliers then and decided I had to make one or maybe three, and I just keep on going, and now I'm busy with the next one.
From models at 30 centimeters across, the artist soon broke the mold of her own ambition to do works of a meter wide.
After making those first few chandeliers for my home, I saw that there was interest. A lot of people had interest in my chandeliers. So I wanted to see if maybe I could make it work as a little business from home. My husband has been instrumental in supporting me and doing all of this. He's always pushed me to go that extra mile and not to worry about how I'm going to do something. Just say, yes, I can absolutely do that, and then we figure it out. Fortunately, he's the engineer and he can work out all those tricky bits for me. The chandelier starts with the frame. This is the most important part. This is what holds the shape and the lay of the beads. So the different levels is how you get the drape of the bead to take the shape that you want it to do. Over the past year, I've learned that most people like natural white or black. So those have become my standard colors. But every now and then I get a customer that asks for a bright color or a custom color like this one that I'm busy with at the moment. Once I've established the design in my home studio, it then comes to my studio here, where we take that design and put it into mass production. I absolutely love bead art because it's so versatile, from the different products that you can make, from chandeliers to mirrors to trivets to wall hangings. And then within each one of those sectors, you can make a really sophisticated looking chandelier in black and take that same design and completely change it and make it playful if you use rainbow colors. In the beginning, I did all the stringing myself, but the business has grown so that I now can include 3 ladies that help me do the stringing and help me to produce more of what I love to do. What I've learned from teaching my ladies how to make these chandeliers is a better way to do them. So the techniques that I might have used in the beginning have now completely changed, because as you teach someone else how to do it, you are too perfecting your own skill.
With this openness to challenges has come a wave of new business, and from entrepreneur Lisa Raleigh, a dare to be different.
I had a vision for the store. I wanted everything to be natural. So as much wood as possible, almost like when somebody comes into the store, they feel like they're at home. And Lucy showed me the chandeliers and they were wood. They were absolutely unique. They were beautiful. And so I said to her, can you make a rose gold chandelier? And she was like, well, I don't see why not. Never done it before, but I'm game for a challenge. And I loved that about her.
So the most challenging part of this project was, first of all, to custom color the rose gold beads, and I developed my spray painting skills to get that right. And then the second challenging part was to get that two-toned look that Lisa was going for. At the moment, I'm working on this bohemian style Christmas tree. It's got the natural beads to it, and what's so nice about this tree is it folds flat. I'm busy decorating the tree with these Santa red and natural stars. Each one has a different design. And when I'm finished, I'm going to move on to making a nice gold star that I can place on the top to finish it off. Now that I've been doing this for a year, I'm really curious to see how far can I take this. Can I take it nationally? Can I take it internationally? And if I do that, I would just love it to be the most amazing example for my children in terms of work ethic, in terms of following your dreams, in terms of the sky's the limit.
And Luci du Toit has just the star to put in it. Some accountants were simply born not to conform. When Charne Marais decided to focus on cakes, it broke her mold of being a full-time service chef. Her vision was creating a thriving enterprise doing what she loves most to pass on to her 5-year-old daughter Aliyah. When Charne excelled as runner-up in the Tastemaster SA Season 3 in proud association with Royal Baking Powder, it supercharged an already thriving baking career.
I've shopped here for 5 years. It's my one-stop shop where I can get all my ingredients I need to create my beautiful cakes.
Charne is an excellent baker, especially when it comes to celebration cakes, always bright. And I must say, she made my own birthday cake and my daughter's 16th, and the people were just crazy about the taste of the actual cake as well. So it's a combination of excellent decorating and just a brilliant tasting cake.
I need to get some fondant, I need to get icing, I need to get some corn flour, some baking powder, some royal baking powder, and get everything that I need to bake my cake and make it all beautiful.
Add imagination and long hours, and Charne has created a full life and future for herself and Aliyah, who is her mom's cheerleader-in-chief and constant companion.
As you can see, my life is very busy. I've got lots of love, lots of family, lots of everything going on, so we are just busy all the time. In between running my business, it's taking care of Aliyah, playing with the dogs, reading with Aliyah and playing with her. There's lots to do, but every bit I love it.
Welcome to my home, where I bake, where I live, and where I create. Follow me. There we go, welcome to my lounge. This is my favorite spot in the house where I get to chill after a long day and rest my feet. And my daughter and I are usually playing Uno, and we're chatting about and playing around with the toys. And everything for me is about family. So that's why I've got so many pictures around, my aunt and my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece and my cousins. And yeah, everything is about family. It has to incorporate love. There are so many people that I look up to in the baking world, but in my personal life, my daughter is someone who inspires me, and she motivates me, and she makes me so much better every day, a better person, a better version of myself every day.
When more creative hands were needed, Mishka Leroux brought the same zest Charne has had since childhood.
My journey in baking started when I was a little girl. I always wanted to be a chef. I first qualified and I did the whole chefing course, and then I saw Cake Boss and I saw what cakes he could create, and that's when I did my diploma in pastry. From there I worked in Cape Town for a while, and then I went to work overseas in Doha, Qatar. When I came back to South Africa, that's when I started my own business as Bake Delicious Cakes and Bakes. Everybody, this is Nish. She's my assistant. She's been with me for just over a year now. But we've known each other for more than 5 years, and she's truly amazing.
while I worked abroad, and when I got back, I actually lost my touch in baking, decorating cakes, and Charne actually taught me how to work with cakes again, how to decorate. I'm actually grateful to her as a boss and as a friend.
We are adding into our vanilla cake the 10 eggs. We're going to add 500 grams of sugar, and we mix that. And the eggs, you have to beat it till it's nice and light and fluffy. What that does, it gives you a nice fluffy sponge cake. And then into that, then we're going to add 500 grams of flour. I use all-purpose flour. And we're going to add 50 grams of royal baking powder, also adding to the lightness of the cake. And 350 grams of oil. You can use sunflower oil, you can use canola oil. And we're going to mix that until it's smooth. We're going to add 315 grams of boiling water. We're going to mix that up until it's nice and smooth and get that batter into the prepared pans, which I've sprayed with non-stick spray and I've lined with silicone baking paper, and we're going to bake that. My happy place is definitely the kitchen. I wanted a space where I can be creative, and this is absolutely it. I'm always looking for new content, what to make, what to create, and my favorite thing at the moment is realistic cakes.
Just for our viewers, this party magician would create a set of cakes looking identical to vegetables and see if her daughter could spot the difference.
I'm excited to make these cakes because it's something my daughter and I love. There's a program called Is It Cake? And it's all about creating an illusion of it being a real object and it being cake, and the people must guess what it is.
Joining Aaliyah on the judging panel was her cousin Mia. Their task to choose whichever of the veg wasn't really veg.
You can stand here for me.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to play Is It Cake? Which ones do you think it is?
The middle one.
The middle one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's try this one. This one.
Cake.
Cake.
One to the girls.
Do you think it's the red one, the green one, or the yellow one that's cake?
Red. Red.
You think the red one is cake? Let's see.
Oh, no. So it must be the green one. Yeah.
It's the green one. There's the cake.
Aww.
One to Mom. Now for the tiebreaker.
Which one do you think is cake?
The one like diagonal, like next to the knife.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
No.
Oh.
It's not cake. So it's the one at the back?
The one at the back.
Oh, how? Wow.
Look there.
How?
It's cake.
I think they're so delicious. For me, I think the corn's the best. I think the green pepper's my favorite.
I am definitely happy with the outcome. I think I just need to work on my onion a bit more to get the right colors and the right size out of it, and then definitely on the peppers as well, the color could change a little bit. But I'm very happy with the corn. I think that was the most successful one. My goal for after the Taste Master is to be prosperous in my business and to let my business grow, and me as a parent to just show my daughter how much a woman can do. And I definitely would love to do more TV shows and be on TV more. I love the whole experience, and this is definitely not the last time you'll see me.
Charne has shown a nation of passionate bakers, young and old, the value of breaking the mold and shaping your own destiny. Just ahead, a hat designer's fair trade agreement with these birds, and DJ Martin Bester does it all for the love of his dogs.
Sponsored by Capitec.
When designer Gadi Messinger had the idea of a handcrafted, wearable art range of hats, he decided that if this enterprise was to prove a feather in his cap, it would be to the benefit of animals, not at their expense.
Today we are here at the World of Birds to source some feathers for my hats. Let's see what they got in store for us today.
Every plume used is one which has been shed naturally by these birds. No part of collecting the quills impacts the animals. Instead, it raises funds to sustain them.
We like using a variety of different feathers. It's mainly, the most important thing is the shape and the design and the size. We don't plan the designs around what the color of the feather or the pattern is, but vice versa. Comes on right at the end, and whatever suits the hat design is what ends up going on in the end. Sourcing materials ethically for the brand is important because it leads to just less waste, which I think everybody is well aware is an issue in the world at the moment.
This is how Gadi has quietly gone about breaking the mold of fashion to the benefit of nature. Then there are the limitless ideas he has for reinventing the hat.
Music has definitely been the biggest inspiration for me so far. Music has pretty much inspired the whole of fashion, whether it be 80s rock and roll, new age festival, boho, chic. There's just so much variety that music has brought into the fashion world and influenced it by. So the standard range is the teardrop fedora. It comes in different sizes and colors. And then we get custom shapes requested from people as well. The first step is distressing it, so turning something that's a bit more clean into something that looks a bit more rugged and worn. We do that by using fire. Once that's been done and it's been cleaned up of all the mess, the fire, the ash and whatnot, I look through my box of silks and materials and decide what works best with a color hat. The most challenging part of the business has been finding the right materials to work with, coming up with the designs that work the best, basically just learning what works and what doesn't.
Wind and headwear never went together until windsurfing brought Belgian pro Jonas Handekijn to town. He became a client and then collaborator.
Jonas got involved by one day when I was making his hats. He just enjoyed it so much. I needed help because I couldn't do everything by myself, and I'd rather work with someone I love and trust than strangers sometimes, you know?
My role is more the day-to-day business. So as customers, suppliers, getting supplies, marketing, social media, anything but the designing. And we also obviously speak about the design. So we bounce ideas off each other to then come to a finished product.
What began as a side hustle now sees the guys order stock in bulk, do ranges for stores and campaigns with Instagram stars like K-Ann de Fugelier.
I'm a content creator. I do partnership with brands, so brand will approach me to promote products for them. I most of the time do that only with a product that I believe in, and I focus a lot on fashion, luxury and skincare.
I decided to shoot out in the Swartz Farm in Hout Bay today. The hats have a very rustic, very natural feel to it, so we're trying to capture that whimsical, in nature feel with the model. Shooting hats is an interesting one because you need to take various things into consideration. You need to take in where the model is, your background, but at the same time you need to capture the detailing and craftsmanship of the hat at the same time.
What I like about Gadi's art is that they're very detailed and personalized. I love the details on it, as in, for example, the fire stain, as well as the feather. And I just like the story behind it. I'm a true believer of following your dreams and your passion. And this is something that was already implemented in his lifestyle. So I like to associate a brand with the person behind, because that tells me a lot about the brand and the quality of the product.
That standard has brought orders from international retailers, and the range is diversifying.
I'd aspire in the future to take the brand abroad, to also expand the brand into more unique garments, not just hats and t-shirts and jewelry, and try bring a bit of international style to my hometown, Cape Town.
Alongside his undeniable style, Gadi Messinger's game-changing message is that fashion must be sustainable. It's not enough for Martin Bester to be the DJ who plays your favorite tunes and gets you through the toughest mornings, even when he's winning Best Breakfast Show years in a row. Fronting a rock band, presenting TV shows, and acting in films, the man could simply never fit one mold.
While I was studying at NMU, well then it was called UPE, we did a campus tour, a first-year campus tour, and they took us past the campus radio station, and I remember looking inside and seeing all these cool-looking people that just looked so interesting, and then I saw this page on the door, they're looking for new presenters, and I remember writing my name right at number 1, got a call in for an audition and got a position at the campus radio.
Broadcasting by the motto that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything has won him hearts and minds.
I think while you have a passion for something and you love something, I think that's the conviction that draws people in. I still love radio so much. I've been doing it for many years. I still find it exciting because radio it's now, it's live. It's about music, but it's also about pop culture. It's about opinions. It's about a human connection. The listeners that are so loyal and so passionate about the station, that just makes you realize that you actually have a huge responsibility as well.
Ask what his greatest achievement is, and he'll humbly tell you it's the big house and spread of turf he never had until now. A place both unpretentious and pure Martin.
I think what attracted me to this particular home is the fact that it's got a massive garden. It's something I've always wanted in my life. I love animals. I have lots of animals. I have dogs, cats, chickens, birds, fish. So I love the fact that it combined outdoor living, big garden, beautiful rustic boma outside. I like braaiing and entertaining outside, but at the same time, lots of space inside. And you've got, your more formal spaces, and you've got spaces where it's just for me, like the music room.
The lounge has been a design by collaboration with whoever had the best idea.
I love getting suggestions in from people, how to make the space my own, how to brighten it up a bit. As you can see, it's dark wood floors and stuff, and that's why I loved a suggestion of the British couch, which speaks to my love of British music. So everything in my life either speaks to my love for music or my love for animals, and a bit of red wine and whiskey maybe thrown in between. So here in the corner over here, very British. As you can see, the British couch, the flag kind of brightening up this corner over here. On this side, it's an ode to some American idols of mine. Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison, all American music.
As for company, security, entertainment, and loyal support, the DJ has found the solution to all these questions.
This is the pitbull issue. Oh, this is the big baby.
And that's Lily. This is Titus. This is Ripley. And where's Lala? Lala. This is Lala. Okay. Okay.
The loss of his mother in 2019 saw Martin reconsider much about how and with whom we should spend more of our time.
I think a lot of us learned a lot about ourselves the last couple of years. The world went through a very interesting time and forced us to slow down. I think that was very significant for me. It forced me just to slow down and take stock, I guess, and look inside, be a bit more introspective. But at the same time also to appreciate, I think, the simpler things in life. I think I've become a lot more of a homebody, meaning that the time that I do spend at home, I actually love it. I take it all in. I really appreciate it, as opposed to sitting here thinking about where I'm going to be next weekend or when I'm going to get out of here again. I think the most important thing is that it's actually okay to be quiet.
Except when he's been crafting this year's single Disco Damage with popular rap artist Lofi.
Disco damage, funny look, the vibe's so
I grew up being exposed to all different kinds of music, and my parents' love for music definitely rubbed off on me. My first band I was in was first year at varsity already. Before that, singing in the choir at school, moving up here, forming a band, and recording and writing and performing. That's my life. I love doing it. It's my passion. Now I am busy working on my first English solo single. I grew up with English and Afrikaans music, so it'll always be in my blood. The great thing about the South African circuit is wherever we play, we mix it up and people love it.
As happy to support the other artists as to play, DJ Bester took us for lunch at his favorite new hangout.
So I actually discovered railways while I was living in Johannesburg, and for some reason I just absolutely gravitated towards this place. I discovered it, felt comfortable here, loved the space, loved the energy, loved the fact that they support live music, the pizzas, the vibe, the fact that they change it up all the time. And then eventually, because I used to come here from Joburg, I discovered the suburb right next door, which is where we actually live now. So we actually moved to Irene because of this place, and now it's in walking distance, which may be a problem, but it's all good. I love this space, I love the vibe.
His collaborator Lofi agrees. It's the perfectly quirky local for a creative voice, impossible to pigeonhole.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope I see you at a show and share in music, love, life. Let's celebrate it.
Right after this, Rouge takes hip-hop back to her Pan-African roots, and this time she's going OTT. When Rouge came into hip-hop, female rappers could barely get their hand on the mic. Then her hit Mbongo Zaka dropped like a bomb, smashed the mold, and 6 years on, she's quietly, assuredly busy with the follow-up.
After COVID hit, I kind of wanted to figure out what's the climate that people are in at the moment in terms of music. What do people want to listen to right now with everything that has happened in the past 2 years? It was me taking the time to figure that out, work on my project. If anyone knows Rouge, Rouge cares about the music that she's releasing, and I don't just release to release. I also started acting, using my acting degree. I started a festival as well. It was all about taking that time to build a brand, be a business, not just a musician. The musicianship is gonna be there, but I wanted to make sure that there's longevity in this and that I can pass this on to the next group of artists who wanna know how can I make music, but also still be able to make a livelihood from it as well. Away from the stage, Rouge is a lover of her dogs. Like, as you can see, I drip them so well. That's how much I love my dogs. Rouge is a family-orientated person. She loves coming to skate parks like this, just, you know, being in spaces where I can spend time with my friends, spend time with my family. I've surrounded myself with people who know who I am as an artist, as well as just an everyday person. There's always a group of people that you'll always see me with. I want you guys to meet the squad. Right here we got my dear choreographer, Blinko. He pretty much makes me a better dancer. Everybody knows the Ginger Mac. If you don't know the Ginger Mac, then that means you've never seen me. We're talking stage, management, running everything. And then we got the dear guy, Tony, right here, who catches all our behind the scenes.
Rouge is a business lady, artist and friend. Someone you can count on, which is quite rare to find, especially in this industry. As a business person, I think she's also very sharp. Yeah. Like you'll find her doing her own admin and then also doing the creative stuff.
She's pretty much hands-on with everything. She doesn't kind of like let it be happy-go-lucky. So yeah, she knows what she wants and she goes and gets it.
In the years since this Groundshaker's debut album, The New Era Sessions, she's developed a long view of the game.
What I've learned about the music business up till now is to trust the process more than anything. Know that things take time and to be patient, and know that I cannot expect to have the same journey as any of my other counterparts.
you are too cool for the new school kid. But I guess my
I love me time. I love getting to know myself. I think that's why I come out to places like this that can be so quiet, which brings me to my next stop, where I'm gonna find out a little bit more about myself in ways that I never ever thought I would try. But let's do it.
Rouge's benchmark for success is Lauryn Hill, who with just one album secured a timeless legacy. What would wealth intuitive coach Glynis Dinsdale forecast for this artist?
I am about to meet Glynis to do my reading. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm hoping to hear, but what I do know is I want it to make me better.
I've been practicing and learning for the last 20 years. People come to me looking for answers because they're unhappy, they're lost, they're looking for direction. The economy is getting tighter, people are losing their jobs. And so what happens is that that energy, when it gets stuck in the body, and then they get ill health and very unhappy. So we got to try and, with information, turn that around. So they can now go, okay, I can see my path and I'm prepared for change. So with Rouge this morning, I will be asking her what her challenges are. That's always our first point, and what her goals are. And then I have the ability to scan the body and see where in the body the energy is stuck, and then give her some direction about what she can do to focus on her career and how to turn her thinking around so that she can achieve the dreams and the goals that she wants in a shorter time frame.
It was very spot on. I think that's the most mind-blowing thing for me. I got a lot of information on the things I need to focus on. I feel like I have better understanding in terms of what I should be doing and how I should channel my focus. She mentioned that this is a time of change that's coming, that 2022 is a time of change, and I feel it. I feel it, and I see it in my course, and I also see how hard things have been because change is coming. But let's do it. I'm ready, man.
Having walked away from the biggest deals and from people she realized she didn't need in her life, the lady is in the zone.
So I have just released my new single called OTT. It has a very new feel to it. I knew I didn't want to go too hip hop, and I didn't want to go like amapiano too much. I wanted to create something completely different, bringing in my Congolese elements and, you know, bringing in the Lingala and the French. And then I had my dear Zim boys come through, giving some vibes in the background, like creating a completely new almost genre that I'm trying to figure out. The responses have been so awesome, and it's just allowing me to feel more comfortable in terms of what my project is gonna sound like. So it's a very African album. It's a very Pan-African story that I want to tell, and it's a Rouge story. I think with this project is going to be very honest. I'm going to let people know why I took my hiatus in a very musical way, and it may not just be rapping. I may just also be singing. It might just be a ballad that will be on the song.
To young artists who Rouge inspires, the question is where exactly the magic lies in her music, the beats or the flow.
A lot of people usually first go into the booth and they start coming up with stuff when they've heard a beat. I am the other way around. Every single song that you've heard, it was always the lyrics first, and then the beat was inspired by the lyrics.
When she couldn't attend the SA Music Awards, her mother accepted her win, and it's that support she raps about on the track Celebrity.
That song meant the most to me because it was for my parents, and me just giving them their flowers now that I am where I am in the music industry, and showing them and thanking them that, look, I made it. The cameras are looking at me, and I want you guys to know that you played a massive role in this moment happening. It actually makes me teary every time I think about Celebrity.
Surrounding herself with people who are there for the right reasons is only making the work better.
We're here at the studio and we're rehearsing, getting the moves down for the new Rouge single, OTT. With this specific single that Rouge came out with, or rather the whole album that's coming as well, she's going for the Afro sound, she's going for the Yano sound, going for the hip hop sound. So it's almost like a fusion of all these different styles that have influenced her coming up. So from that we borrowed from Afro dance styles, from Amapiano, she's from Congo as well, so we also got some dombolo going in there as well.
The one thing about me that I make it very, very key for my choreographer, for my dancers as well, is I need to still perform. I still need to sing, so I don't want to also come off tired. So we always find a balance in terms of when the dance moves come in, and there's parts where I can stop, I can interact with the crowd, and we can go in. I think the beauty of what we're doing now, because it's very Afro is more in the waist, you know what I mean? It's more in the waist, it's more in the legs, it's more in the groove. So it kind of adds a balance in terms of me being able to interact with the crowd, but still be able to do what I need to do with my dancers. Musically, where would I like to see myself in the future? I would have loved to win a Grammy. I would love to be traveling the world and performing everywhere and everybody singing all my songs. That's enough for me. I'm not even going to lie and elaborate more. If I get the opportunity to just travel with my music, I have done what I needed to do.
Rouge broke the mold with her debut. Her fans have happily waited years for album number 2. If she'll only please repeat the feat. Still to come, from a garage in Soweto to going continental, these two tattoo artists see a masterpiece in every one of us.
Sponsored by Capitec.
Before they built an international black-owned tattoo shop franchise, co-owners Ndumiso Ramate and Sibisiso Dlamini could have gone in any number of directions. Farming, music and events all called Ndumiso until a deep family loss led him to make his mark in ink.
In 2012, my brother was sick, he was not well, and he passed on. So at some point I decided to get a tattoo of his name so that I could always feel that he's with me in spirit. And every time I look at it, it reminds me that he still exists somewhere and is looking over me. I think my brother would be very proud of me because back in 2012 when he passed on, there wasn't much. I was still hustling and putting things together, still working a 9 to 5. So I think he'd be really proud of me because he was one of my biggest fans that always supported me in the smallest things.
From a garage to shops in Soweto and Botswana, they broke the mold of the typical studio owner.
We started Soweto back in 2014 with my business partner, Sibisiso Dlamini. There was a lack of black professional tattoo shops in the industry and around Soweto, so we came up with the whole concept and idea, and we gave birth to the whole brand. The history of tattooing in Africa, we've known it back in the days for stukas and those ugly tattoos where they're done with plastic and rubber. But now, with how times have evolved and changed, and now we have brands like Soweto Ink, which are doing professional tattoos. So it has really evolved, and now people understand what good tattoos are, what professional tattoos are. A good tattoo is when a client walks in knowing exactly the design they're looking for, the style of tattoo they're looking for, and the tattoo being well executed and the client being happy.
Which was undoubtedly the case with their latest client, Yondela Ndamase.
Just recently blessed with a son, so I decided to get a tattoo of his footprints on my forearm, his name and his date of birth. Soweto Ink is different from the other guys because I think when I'm here, I feel at home. The gents and the ladies always welcome me. And it's just a cozy environment, so I'm more comfortable, and I think that's important when you're getting a tattoo, to be comfortable, relaxed, in a familiar environment. So for me, that's what makes them stand apart.
Soweto Inc. was established to help train African tattoo artists whilst also expanding their culture, as it has for Sibusiso's younger brother, head artist Sponelo Dlamini.
What makes it special to work in Soweto Inc., I would say, it's because we specialize on black skin. We challenge each other with different designs to see if it's going to show on black skin, because it's really kind of hard to take out some details on black skin. And as a Soweto Inc. team, we are able to do that, and we're willing to teach others as well. What gives me satisfaction with my job is to see a client working back home happy, and when they confirm the design, and then they see, oh, wow, it's really nice. And yeah, it really does make me happy. To me, it's mostly about the love of art.
To help grow what's become the biggest black-owned professional tattoo shop in Africa, the gents turn to a bank who do the essentials best.
The reason I joined Capitec is because of their efficient app use. It's very efficient. I can use the app easily. I can toggle between the app. It's not necessarily very hard. And as a person that travels, I don't really have much time to be going to the branches, to the bank, so I can easily access my transaction online and pay people. My day-to-day functions on the Capitec app is mostly EFTs. I pay business, suppliers, and it's very convenient because I just sit on my laptop, get my EFTs done, stock delivered. They have broken the mold because of the convenience in banking. The support and growth that we receive from Capitec is we don't spend a lot on transaction fees and withdrawals.
Now they've become the first tattoo shop in Soweto to host a yearly international convention.
The tattoo convention is very special because it's a community of tattooed people. It opens up to people that want to learn the business, understand the business of tattooing and what goes into tattooing, and understanding more about the industry. So it's very relevant for the people to understand what good tattoos are. They get to learn how good tattoos look, where to find good artists. What makes me super proud about Soweto, the brand and tattooing, is because we've helped a lot of people go through a lot in terms of what they're feeling inside and expressing their emotions, and assisting them also getting tattoos of their loved ones. So seeing them being satisfied and feeling those people are close to them satisfies us also as a business, making sure that we deliver to our clients.
Stay true to yourself, love one another, work hard and commit to your dream. That's how Ndumiso Ramata broke the mold to live better. Tell us your plan to do the same and stand a chance of winning R1,000. Simply reply to the competition post on the Insider SA social media platforms using #CapitecLiveBetter. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website.
Another feel-good production.